Here's another surprising truth about faith. If you spent any time on a golf course, you know this: par is not perfection. I'm GW. Please subscribe to help support these efforts. This work exists to offer quiet, steady reflections for people learning to trust the long game of golf. So par doesn't mean that every shot was pure or every swing felt right. Most pars are built on small recoveries: a drive that cuts too much, an approach that misses on the short side, a chip that needs to be struck so that it's tight to the hole, and still you walk off the green with a par. Well, that's par. It's not perfection, just faithfulness to the process as it unfolds. And that's exactly how faith works. We tend to believe that being faithful means getting it right, being consistent, being clean, being unwavering. But that's not faithfulness. That's perfection in disguise. Faithfulness is much simpler and much harder. It's showing up again after a bad swing. It's taking the next step when the last one didn't go as planned. It's staying committed when your results don't match your effort. In other words, faithfulness looks a lot like playing for par, because most of life isn't played under perfect conditions. The wind shifts, the lie that you have isn't ideal, things don't always bounce your way. There are days when everything just feels just a little off. And in these moments, the question isn't, can I be flawless? Can I be perfect? The question is, will I be faithful? Will I stay with it? Will I take the next swing within my capabilities, or will I try to kill it? Will I keep going, even if it's not pretty? There's freedom in understanding this. Perfection is exhausting, turns every mistake into a failure. It demands control over things you were never meant to control. But faithfulness leaves room to breathe. It says, you can miss and you can still continue. You can stumble and you can still stay on the path. And of course, some of your best rounds will include shots that you'd rather forget. But what matters is that you stayed steady enough to finish well. Life works in much the same way. A faithful life isn't flawless. It's a steady pattern of returning after a distraction, returning after discouragement, returning after doubt. That's where faith is built, not in perfect execution, but in quiet endurance. You don't have to replay the last shot. You just have to take the next one. Par is not perfection. It never was. It's a steady, basic kind of success that expects imperfection and still calls you forward. So if things feel out of sorts, if progress feels slow, if you're not putting it together the way you hoped, you're not off track. Go ahead and take the next shot. Stay with it, because in the long game of faith, it's not the perfect rounds that shape you. It's the faithful ones. And that's enough. Thank you for joining me today. I'm GW. This work exists to offer quiet, steady reflections for people learning to trust the long game of golf.